Hello everyone, this is a short book haul I picked up in my local market town this morning. And yeah, there are some new and some second-hand. So to begin with, the first book was off the market, and it's a nice new thing and a very recent thing called New Rome, and you probably can't see that. So it is The Roman Empire in the East, 395 to 700 by Paul Stephenson. Okay, so yeah, that's what it looks like. Really nice thing. Paul Stephenson. One of the first things I look for is the author, to see who, what the guy's all about, what she might be like. And Paul Stephenson, it says, has held teaching and research posts at universities, museums, and institutes around the world, including the Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York and Princeton universities. He has held chairs at the University of Wisconsin, Nijmegen, and Durham, and is the author or editor of 10 books. Blah, 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 blah. And interestingly enough, this is part of the Profile, that's the publisher, Profile Books, History of the Ancient World series. And one of them is, the other authors for these are Catherine Lomas, Angelos Chaniotis, David Potter, and Michael Kolakowski. And the David Potter volume is called The Origin of Empire, Rome from the Republic to Hadrian, 264 BC to 138 AD. Yeah, so I'm very hopeful for this. It seems like a good book, and there is a problem. Yep, and it is. I looked on Amazon just to see what it's all about, and see if I bought the right thing. I got down to the about the author bit in the Amazon listing. It says Paul Stephenson, born in Omaha, spent his youth growing up in Wyoming, his adolescences in the Colorado Rockies, and his young adulthood pursuing the bachelor's degree at Luther College. He started his professional life as a paralegal that led him into government work, where he ran the nationally recognized Colorado Judicial Collection Investigator Program. He has also been recognized as a certified trainer through Mountain States Employers Council. When he's not gathering all the good sense he can from the salt of the earth, he spends his time as a corporate trainer. Yeah. So, hopefully it's a very good book anyway. The next one is Venice, A Brief History. This is part of there's two books from the Brief History series. This one is Venice by Elizabeth Horodowich. And her Amazon and book bio is pretty much the same, which is nice. She is an associate professor of history at New Mexico State University. Diddle-a-dee, diddle-a-da, diddle-a-dee. She did a PhD in European history, blah, 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 from Michigan in 2000. So, yeah. And it spans the whole gamut of the life of Venice, I expect, from 400 to 812, chapter 1, and then through life and politics, legitimacy and expansion, crisis and consolidation, 1400 1600s, chapter 5, up to 1900, and the final chapter is A Brief History of Life on Water, naturally enough. So, yep, one from the Brief History series, but hopefully written by a very good person. Yeah. The second one is also from the Brief History series with a funny front cover. This is by Jeremy Black. I have a book by him on my shelf, and I think he's pretty good. He is a professor of history at the University of Exeter in England, and he also offers a historian's perspective on the James Bond novels and films, amongst many other things. And apparently he's written 47 different books, something like that. Just loads of books. So, yeah, moving on from Spain into north to Scandinavia, and this garish thing that maybe is something to do with colours. I mean, from Scandinavia, maybe from the earlier period. Anyway, there it is. Pretty amazing looking thing, and yeah, Stein Ringen. This is a different kind of thing. As far as I'm encountering, where does it say? Oh, God. He's a political scientist. A political scientist, and one of the selling points for me was right at the beginning in his acknowledgements, when I find it. He says that he was wandering through the city or the town of Aarhus in Denmark. Isn't it Denmark? Anyway, yeah. And he writes, the historical parts are maintained with skill and pride. The old quarters are preserved and gentrified, the streets cobbled. The city is modern with a superb university and the best of galleries and museums. The architecture splendid. It is orderly, clean, affluent, civil and friendly. It sits in a rich and well-governed country in which people live in comfort, safety and happiness. It is in a region of the world of well-functioning democracy and peaceful friendship and collaboration. So I walked through the town. It could have been many a Scandinavian town. And I asked myself, how did it come to this? Yep. So that sounds a bit different to me, and yep, there it is. Wow. Okay, those are they. Those are the new things. These are the second hand, and I managed to pick up a Paul Cartledge. Not a very good front cover. Not very creative. Why this guy? I mean, well, yeah. Some sort of hero in the clouds. Anyway, yeah, it's a kind of thinnish little number, which is presumably pretty much expected. It's just about the Spartans. But again, yeah. Paul Cartledge, by the way, is a professor of Greek history at the University of Cambridge. So, yeah. This was published back in 2002. 2003? Yeah. No. Yeah. 2002. So, yeah. And we kick off with Lycurgus and Sparta in 500 BC and then trundle through the years. And is no doubt very good. So there's Sparta. And then I also picked up another one, but this time from Robin Lane Fox. Travelling Heroes, Greeks and Their Myths in the Epic Age of Homer. So Paul Cartledge, funnily enough, he says a terrific thing on the reverse cover. Original, daring and arguably life-enhancing. Produced with a sweeping narrative flourish worthy of a cinematographer or screenwriter. So, yep. Oh, and Mary Beard says something. I just saw it. Style and verve, learned and always lively. Yep. Which sounds about right to me. So there are two lots of colour photos. Colour plates. No, the first lot's in black and white and the second one's in colour. So, yeah. Diddle-a-dee. Great stuff. Lots of text. Lots of notes. Heading towards 400 pages. And, yeah. Look forward to finding out just what that's all about. And the last one is also another one that an author that I already have, but unfortunately haven't got round to reading yet, and that's Colin Jones, Professor Colin Jones. Apparently, the leading guy, the leading English historian on French history from the 18th century, if I remember rightly. Yeah. Paris. So this is the hardback version, and yeah. And it starts from, literally, it says it's from the earliest of times. 1000 AD, and then runs through, no, from the earliest times to 1000 AD. And then there are different chapters for, well, the city adrift, 1300 to 1480, but then reformed 1480 to 1594. There is a great eclipse, somehow or other, between 1594 and 1715, and then the kingless capital of enlightenment, 1715 to 89. Haussmannism and the city of modernity. I think Haussmann was an architect, if I remember rightly. The anxious spectacle follows. Faded dreams, lost illusions, 1918 to 45. And there's a little sub-chapter called Josephine Baker, whatever that means. Yeah, lots of pages. Maps, 1 or 2 illustrations, over 500 pages. And that one? So, yeah. Oh, when was it published? So this is 2004. 2004. Yeah. Okay, so there are the books. It's my little book haul today. The journey continues. Yeah, bye for now.